Well, another night here where I receiving orders from the tower, and if you know what that means, well, you're going to really understand everything else that I'm about to say. I was green lit now to tell the rest of the story about what happened in the Philippines because, well, anybody that would charge me with war crimes is basically going to be held accountable for their own war crimes at this point. And that was what Operation Stanky Leg was, Skunk Works. Also, Operation Rectum, which would be happening right now, coming to a conclusion. Those two operations ran in parallel with Operation Bait and Tackle. All of this is legit, and it was set up in a USAP. Okay, so when I was in Korea, I worked for, let's just say, an agency slash military slash whoever, doesn't other government agency, OGA. And during that time, I had a Russian translator friend there, okay, that taught me everything I needed to know about, and Russia was involved in this, okay. We set this up together. It was a joint venture, right? This was a United States OGA slash Russia Special Services joint venture. So while I was in Korea, I was brought up to speed on Russian things of that nature and just kind of trained in the arts of Russian mafia, if you will, and Russian criminal activity and other things of that nature. And I met a plant wife. Okay, she was a plant. She worked with me. We put all this together. The military supplied the Russian wife. And then I also had the friend there that was a translator. So what we did was, after I was up to speed on what I needed to do or how to act and how to portray myself as a human trafficker, right, a human trafficker, with Russians, okay, then I went to the Philippines and I ran an operation over there. And when I got to the Philippines, and I'll put the pictures at the beginning of this video that'll show you some of my team that was over there with me. Nobody knows who they are, so I mean, you're never going to track them people down anyway. And it doesn't matter, because everybody that would want to be in to go track them down is about to get their heads chopped off. You see what I'm saying? And that's kind of the moral of the story here. That's what all of this was about. When you showed up here, Operation Bait and Tackle, to waterboard me and induct me into your pedophile occult. You see what I'm saying? You see how that went down now, pedophile cult? How you brought your Mind Hive technology to somebody that was, this isn't my first rodeo, okay? How many times have I said that? So, when I went to the Philippines, I played the role of an American who was delivering Filipino children, girls, to Russia, right? There was a network there that was already doing that. So there was a network already, a pedophile cult already in the Philippines, abducting little girls and boys and sending them all over the world, okay? Now, I was playing the role of someone who was brokering the deal for the Russian buyers. And I stayed there long enough to plot out this network of pedophile cult. It's a worldwide network, okay? So while I was there, when I first got staged, I got everything set up. I went and did my undercover work. I made the contacts. I got to know everybody. I put the network together. Then, and this was all solo, okay? I had to go there and build my own team while I was in the Philippines. Undercover, by myself, right? Literally. This isn't bullshit. So I get there and I do all of that. And once I got my foot soldiers ready and I plotted out their entire network, and I had to get a green light, right, on a satellite phone. I had to confirm, I had to go through this several tiers before I finally got somebody that would say, green light, you got it. So once I did that, I had a picture of the guy. I had a satellite computer too that would send me a picture of that guy, and I would print out the picture and I would give it to one of my foot soldiers. And I tell my foot soldiers, because we've already confirmed, in order to get to that point, you had to put them in a transaction with a child, and they made the deal, and it had to be captured and recorded with satellites and things of that nature, okay? And I can't go any farther than that, but it had to be confirmed, and it had to be no doubt about it. This guy just made a deal selling this guy a child or children, right? Of course, we ended up saving all the children that were involved. I mean, if we wouldn't have been there, these children, that had never been caught, and then you'd have had a whole lot more children getting caught. So they were already doing this. I just went in there undercover. So it wasn't like I was using the children or anything like that. I mean, this was going on, and I infiltrated the network, okay? So while I was there, I told my foot soldiers, after I got that picture off of that computer, and I handed it to one of those locals, and I told them, you go, and here's a camera, right? I gave them cameras. Go kill the guy, okay? Cut his ear off, and this is how you're going to get your bounty. They would have to cut their ear off after they killed him and take a picture with the ear missing. Okay, so in order to get their bounty, they would have to bring me, this was my idea, okay? This was the only way I could verify that they killed the person. So if you see a picture of the person you want dead with their ear cut off, you can pretty much guarantee that they're dead after the guy brings you the ear back. Okay, that was, that was on the fly. I just kind of cooked that up real quick, and it worked to perfection. So anybody out there that wanted to know what you're dealing with right here, when I left there, I gave away millions of dollars in bounties, and I had a necklace. I mean, just a big necklace that I put together. I had this wire, right? It's big wire, and I kept it in a big jar with vinegar in it. And I would hook the ear onto that necklace, and I would keep it in the vinegar. And by the time I left there, I had about a 50-foot piece of cord with ears all the way down it. And that's what I did in the Philippines. And anybody who wants to charge me with war crimes for that, well, you're the ones that are about to get charged with war crimes, because Operation Stanky Leg's over. You see how that works? I know it just worked to perfection, didn't it? This is Pimpin' Ain't Easy Part 2 coming this round. Oh, by the way, Tulsi 2020.